Meghan traveling in commercial disclosing private passenger information on TikTok, no less. But American Airlines' directives on passenger identities is ironclad. So unless this was carefully planned and confirmed as a PR stunt, the flight attendant in question 100% knows she's getting fired.
So apparently we're meant to swallow the tale that Meghan Markle just breezed onto a regular commercial flight, ditched her habitual private jet routine, distributed handwritten thank you notes to the crew like some rom-com heroine, then melted into the crowd as if she were an everyday traveler. That, dear readers, was page 6 fairy tale pitch, and let me tell you, the story's Swiss cheesed with holes. Because the flight attendant who supposedly lived that magical Meghan moment is now backpedaling, confessing she never even saw Meghan on board. Yes, you heard that right. Let's dissect this train wreck before our collective IQ flatlines. The initial write-up read like a PR-generated fluff piece. Meghan, ever the gracious Duchess, chose coach class over first, complimented the flight attendant's nails, handed out personal notes brimming with gratitude. Even the pros felt straight off of board interns, I binged The Crown last weekend, fanfic. It all reeks of a setup, an unsubtle one at that. Then came the real zinger. The quoted attendant told a French magazine she didn't once lay eyes on Meghan. So why whip up such a tall tale? If your angle is Meghan and coach, plus dropping crew gossip on TikTok, you're tripping over American Airlines' ironclad privacy rules. Unless this was a fully approved PR caper, the attendant was basically signing her own termination slip. Rumors quickly swirled that someone nudged her to peddle this myth. And here's where it gets downright creepy. Whisperings that Meghan personally orchestrated the stunt. Flipped a stranger a chic handwritten note, winked, and said, "Tell the world I'm as down to earth as they come." That's more than weird, it's Princess Diana cosplay with an extra dose of awkward. Speaking of Lady D, guess what's next on the carbon copy list? Those handwritten letters, an obvious nod to Diana's famed personal thank you notes. The very gestures the public once adored. Now Meghan's recycling the same routine for brownie points. Wardrobe echoes, staged photo ops, sentimental stationery, she's basically auditioning for a royal biopic. But here's the clincher, nobody documented her on that flight. Zero gate selfies, no lurker snapshots, not a single TSA line photo. Remember when Meghan tipped off Paps for that surprise dog rescue cameo? She's not exactly invisible. If she'd truly flown coach, you better believe someone would have flicked off their smartphone. We live in a world of pocket cameras where every fellow passenger doubles as a photojournalist, yet total radio silence. And the icing on this ridiculous pastry? Page 6 illustrated the story with a 2016 photo of Meghan stepping off a completely unrelated plane. No date. No caption warning it was ancient. Just slipped in there like they imagined readers wouldn't notice. Of course, the internet smelled something rotten, accused the outlet of gaslighting the public with fake imagery, and called out the lazy, misleading misdirection. So why spin such a ham-fisted lie? If the goal was a feel-good image refresh, she's had no splashy podcast hits, her Netflix projects fizzled, and public sentiment is on ice. This backfired spectacularly. It's embarrassing. But that's merely Act 1. Buckle up, because as you peel back the layers, the oddities multiplied. Let's revisit the flight's logistics. Meghan Markle, who famously guards her privacy and obsesses over security, supposedly boarded solo, no bodyguards, no entourage, just her and a stack of handwritten notes. When did a headline-grabbing figure adjacent to the crown wander through TSA incognito? If this really happened, the Daily Mail would have plastered paparazzi snaps across 5 different angles by dawn. Instead, only this suddenly silent flight. Attendant's sketchy yarn, and now she's begging her French contacts not to quote her ever again. Next, the recycled visuals and bizarre timing. Page 6, an outlet with top-tier paparazzi connections, resorts to a nearly decade-old photo. Why now? Meghan hasn't been trending for anything positive. Her public image needs a fix. So out comes the humble Duchess and coach chestnut, played out since 2018. Same trope, same feel-good vibe, minus any fresh evidence. They have no gate videos, no blurry airport hallway shots, no inside plane selfies. Just a single woman's overheated recollection, which she now disavows, and then there's Harry. Where was he in this narrative? If Meghan was jetting off alone, why isn't he mentioned? It reads like the story was designed to decouple her image from his. Amid recent rumors of him living semi-independently, of a widening distance between them, the narrative serves her interests. Plus, what about the kids? Meghan claims she emails them bedtime stories. Email, really? Who reads live stories over text? Unless they're not physically with her. Then who's caring for Archie and Lilibet? That slip up on Drew Barrymore's couch, whoever's with them, or Pop, felt like an unscripted revelation. She stumbles, and suddenly listeners question, if Harry isn't around and she's always jetting off, who's raising those children? The deeper issue isn't just a phantom flight. It's the unraveling cracks in the entire Meghan Markle narrative: the flight, the photos, the marriage, the motherhood. It's all micromanaged optics. Audiences detect the overcorrections, the staged wholesomeness, the weird media patterns. Authenticity is gone, if it ever existed. Whatever Meghan's trying to convey, relatability, humility, girl-next-door charm, it's not landing. Public patience is evaporating. No amount of theatrical note-passing or invisible flights is going to reverse that. If you really examine the timeline, it's even more absurd. The flight supposedly occurred just days ago, so why dredge up a photo from 6 years back? That mismatch alone blew the story wide open. Page 6 ran the piece with a blazing headline as if they'd uncovered a royal miracle: Meghan Markle's The Friendly Duchess in Coach goes viral. Except it didn't, because no one saw it. There's no viral tweet of her smiling at the gate, no clip of her greeting the crew, no image of the handwritten note itself. The gutted narrative collapses under basic scrutiny, and let's revisit that infamous clip of the flight attendant bungling Meghan's title: the Queen, no, the Princess, Duchess? It went viral for all the wrong reasons. Instead of a glowing moment, it felt like parody. Plus, experienced cabin crew no long nails violate safety protocols. They handle emergency exits, serve meals, operate in tight safety margins. No pro would gush over someone's acrylics mid-flight. So why did this fantasy crowd leash onto that detail? It felt scripted, not spontaneous. Timing is everything here. Meghan hit a rough patch: fading headlines, lukewarm public opinion, underperforming projects. Suddenly, a feel-good coach class story drops. Classic PR play: inoculate the brand with a sweet anecdote, let it spread, then shrug off the backlash once the narrative's lodged in the public mind. Except this time it imploded almost instantly. The timeline didn't line up, the staffer recanted, the image was a relic, and the world spotted the inconsistencies, the final puzzle piece, the endgame. Meghan's not naive, nor is her team. They know how misinformation metastasizes. The likely strategy: seed a gentle narrative, let it circulate, claim victory for relatability. Meghan flies commercial like a normal person, message received. But that gambit only works when the illusion stays intact. This time, it shattered faster than a dollar store teacup. Now even loyal royal watchers are raising eyebrows. Why do these stunts keep happening? Why must every mundane action transform into a polished spectacle with a life lesson tacked on? The real crown crisis isn't just missing photos or fabricated notes, it's the public's waning trust. And at this point, no handwritten stationery, phantom flights, or recycled press tactics can stitch those cracks back together.